And good morning. It's the early morning Sunday show by the newly retired host. In fact, I got this. Quitter. Is that not the damn funniest thing? Quitter. Oops, I mean happy retirement. Congratulations on escaping. Amen to that. Had a couple virtual going away parties, and they sent me a bunch of stuff like, I'm not retiring. I'm a professional grandpa. Isn't that the truth? Now, the thing here's, think about this. So, Sunday, I'm flying down to Denver to go work for my son. I'm going to live in his basement, and he has to drive me to work. How the circle of life things come back around. And now it's my turn. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. All right, lucky me. Basement grandpa. So, oh yeah. Cat's not up here right now. He's been sick again. The booger thing, the steroid shots didn't really work this time. Yeah, I was gone for some of this, so my wife's having a hard time with medicine. We got it down to him last night, but he hasn't ate or drank. They'd given him some extra fluids and stuff, and man, it doesn't seem to be working this time. So, don't know. So, we don't have a host right now up here today. And hopefully he's going to do okay. Maybe he just doesn't want to do the move. I don't know, but we'll see. I had some VCLT come in, and I want to show that quick. Then we'll jump into the show. This came from, the name of the channel is Mathew Street. Mathew Street, kind of like Mathew Sweet. Really influenced by the Beatles, loves the Beatles, but he shows other things too. And he had a group that he really loves, and he wanted to share it to me. He had recently got the third man on the First Boy on the Moon's new album, Cyber Girl, and I've been showing that and really, really loved it. And wanted to share a new group that he has, or one of his favorite groups, and it is called Midnight Callers. Midnight Callers. And I saw he's posted some videos on this group. Again, check it out. His channel, Mathew Street. Really good. Guys, he has over 5,000 subs. Very, what he does is excellent. And I've listened to this once. I'm going to listen to it a few more times. I am running out of time to try to get all this stuff listened to because I'm going in, well, it's Sunday. I leave today. I leave tonight. They were nice enough to give me a nice upgrade first, so I can't complain. I gave me these stickers with them, posters, flyers. Isn't that nice? Very, very nice. He shared with me. Again, these guys rock. They were at a casino. A couple CDs from him, but also, again, he's a big Beatles fan. He sent me this John Lennon limited edition red vinyl as played by Chris Carter, Breakfast with the Beatles. So celebrating John Lennon. And some different groups are doing this. So very nice. I have not had a chance to listen to this one. And we have Wilkerson. Nice note on this, too, everything. The Gem Record celebrates John in a CD called Wilkerson from 2018, which he loves. So this is really, really good. So this is really, really nice. And a bucket hat. And when you're going to do swimming pools, bucket hat's the way to go, according to my son. And a bag. Matt, I'm blown away by this and generosity, and thank you very much. And we'll try to get this thing reviewed. If not, it's going to be a bit. Oh boy, yeah, it's that time. So, getting things done. But yeah, now let's get on with the rest of the show. All right, let's look at some records now. It's just about that time. If the co-host will allow it. We're going to begin with this. Primal Scream. Primal Scream. Wow. Pop into the very early 90s. Start of the decade. And this made some noise. Nothing special in there. I think we just got some black vinyl, which is kind of boring. Labels aren't anything. So let's talk Primal Scream. Started in '82, and I think they're still going. It was music's heavy electronic, house. I would guess you could say house music, alt rock. It started by Bobby Gillespie and Jim Beattie. I hope I got that right. And really, they began as kind of these. What would you call it? They were like noise tapes. They were kind of almost like adventurous type noise tapes, just experimenting with stuff. Now, Gillespie was at the time also, he was the drummer for Jesus and Mary Chain. And, he had this other project, Primal Scream, going on. So eventually, the brothers in Jesus and Mary Chain told him, says, listen, you got to decide. You're either with our group or you're doing your own group. And he decided to go the Primal Scream route, which is what he did. And away he went. So they, in '88, they heard house music. Or not house music. I guess you could probably say it was acid house. Let's get more specific. They heard acid house, and they were blown away by the sounds of acid house. And they began attending all these raves, and that began to change how they were hearing music. Well, in 1991, they came out with this, Screamadelica. And I bought this on CD when it came out. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of go, that's okay. There's some kitschy things. I've appreciated it much, much, much more now. And, this was like Nevermind in the UK. And I know you in the UK can correct it, but it hit home. This brought acid house music and techno and rave culture to the British mainstream, quite honestly. This was their third album that they'd put out of 11 that they have put out, but this is the one. And it was, to me, I think it was similar to like Nevermind in the U.S. It was that big. I mean, it starts off with Moving On Up, which is a David Crosby song. But, I'm sorry, Stephen Stills. Oh my God, Lucky Crosby's dead. Otherwise, I could be dead or something. But if this Moving On Up was a Stephen Stills song, but they take it and they just add modern dance floor textures to that thing, and it is a ripper. I could see how people would just be heading out there and dancing away to it. Such a good song. Then there is the incredible song Loaded, and Loaded just has this wonderful trumpet riff that's happening, and then these funky grooves, and it's just filled in by these guitars. Wow. I mean, it is great. And then the vocals that came from a movie, Wild Angels, and you want to be free, I want to be free, and saying that in there it is fun. And then the chorus, it's like gospel. I mean, it's gospel. So much fun. This thing, great. Those two hits by far the best on the album, but there's a lot of other good stuff. Sometimes, again, there is this repetition almost, and I think that's just me when it comes to stuff like house music, acid house music, because you have this vibe going on. I'm not on the ecstasy, so I might not be getting it all, I guess. I don't know, but wow, this is really good, and it's nice to have that on vinyl. So from that, and we're going to stick in 1991. This is like a best of 1991 going on right now. Pixies, Troupe Le Monde. my employees gave me the CD of this when that had come out. They knew I was a music fan. They found out I liked the Pixies, so we wanted to give them that. And nothing special on the inner sleeve, I guess. Well, whatever. Triple Monde, I believe it means food, free food for the world. No, what is it? I don't know. It's something like that. Free food for the world, possibly. It's French. Who knows? Okay, came out in 91. You could call this album Black Francis's solo album, his first solo album. Reason why, Kim Deal was totally pushed out of it. She had no songwriting credits on here. None of her stuff was taken. She has barely any backing vocals. And when she is, it's kind of really buried down. So, yeah, the riff was big. And Pixies now, were kind of, Black Francis definitely was thinking, solo, I'm great. I should be a solo artist. And Kim Deal had her own, thing going on with the Breeders. This has the incredible, catchy, fun Planet of Sound. This is the Planet of Sound. And it is a song about Martians landing on Earth. I mean, you need more songs about that. So that's what Planet of Sound is about. And it is actually, it's really, really good. This is hard to read. I keep trying to remember the titles on everything, but the way they have this thing, distance equals rate time. Distance equals rate times time. That was it. Hard rockin', just comes out of the speaker, blasts you in the head, knocks you around a little bit. Great song. You have Head On, and Head On's a Jesus and Mary chain cover that they do, which was really, really neat. To me, this album was like a swan song of the Pixies. The lyrics are basically sci-fi. Again, Kim Deal's not in there, so Black Francis is doing his thing, and he was kind of thinking a little different at time. But yeah, it's kind of a roaring ending to a career. They really came out strong with this thing. Did Bossa Nova come out after this or before this? I can't remember. Maybe Bossa Nova still came out, but Pixies were kind of blowing up between Francis and Kim Deal. But yeah, Triple Monde. I think the co-host now has decided to move to a different seat. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, over there. All right. Primitives. I was reading in one of my books, and they were talking about primitives. I said, man, primitives sounds interesting. Do I know them? I don't think I know them. And well, guess what? I knew them. And this is their greatest hits. They're from Coventry, England. Formed in 84, broke up in 98, reformed in 09. Indie pop, power pop is what you could describe them as. And we have, look at that, beautiful vinyl like a heart. Beautiful heart color. Red. Actually, I doubt the heart's not that beautiful. The color isn't. It looks like Valentine's Day heart. Best of the Primitives to hang on your wall, and words that tell you about this. So, the Primitives. Tracy is the lead singer. I guess, hey, I don't know what my last name will be, so let's just make sure they remember my first name, Tracy. And then you had Paul P.J. Court is the guitarist, and they're the ones that started this band. And they have put out 5 albums. This starts out on side 1. The very first song is Crash. that was their hit. At least in the US, that went to number 3 on the US charts, number 5 in the UK. Huge. Bing. That's what I heard. I knew that song. After that, I did. This is their greatest hits. It's a 2-album set. We could have got away with a single in the US, but in the UK, they were probably even much bigger. That said, this is good. There is some wonderful songs on here. It's a very enjoyable album. It is, kind of this power pop type feel. You have songs, there's like Shadow, and Shadow, I mean, it's just a very heavy guitar type song, but there's this Middle Eastern vibe that's happening during it. Really good stuff. I really enjoyed that one. What was this other one? Nothing Out of Reach. You'd swear it was a Blondie song. In fact, I think this is like another Blondie almost on some of these songs. It's very similar. You know what Debbie Harry was doing as they threw these in the 70s. It's very, very similar. Very feel. That's the kind of music you're getting. Though at times I think there's some heavier guitars going on. Nice album. This was neat to have. Again, something different. Would I need to buy their albums? Not necessarily. This will suffice me. Another greatest hits. Gosh darn, love them greatest hits. Hello, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to knock you on your feet, or knock you off your feet. I'm going to knock you on your, how would you knock some? I'm going to knock you on your feet. Reverse punch? I don't know, but I'm going to knock you off your feet because I got Johnny Lee Hooker. This was Record Store Day, Black Friday. Yeah, I'm showing Record Store Day, Black Friday. I did listen to it. I just couldn't get around to showing it. So as we're doing all this packing, I'm going, okay, I'm whittling it down, what I have to show, just trying to get ahead, pack it up. But this is Live at the Cafe A Go-Go. This was done in 1966. Wonderful live thing. Now, what makes this fun is Muddy Waters played before Hooker, did a little set. And then he introduces John Lee Hooker, and Hooker comes out. So John Lee is playing with the Muddy Waters band, including Muddy Waters. You got him, Otis Spanns on piano. You have 3 guitars here. Actually 4. You have Hooker, Waters, Sammy Lawhorn, Luther Johnson, Mac Arnold on bass, Francis Clay on drums, and George Smith on harmonica. So, I mean, you got a nice sized band, yet it doesn't sound overwhelming on here. I think Otis Spanns' keys at times sound really cool. I first heard, really, when you think of your introduction, how were you introduced to the blues? I got introduced to them through the Blues Brothers movie. They're down on Maxwell Street, and the Blues Brothers are down on Maxwell Street. They're looking to try to find, like Guitar Murphy, and so in Maxwell Street, Chicago was just a kind of a roaring area where you could just find anything you wanted. It's people selling stuff on the corner, but there was a blues man there. A boom, boom, boom. I'm going to knock you off your feet. But it's that tapping. And that's what you get, the John Lee Hooker tap. And you have that right on here. He's introduced. Hooker comes up. He starts up, getting the beat going, and the band takes off, and away they go. Now, the thing is, Hooker was hard to play with because he would be changing his time, he would be changing his pace or whatever. You really had to listen and keep up with him. But talk about great stuff. And this was good. This was one of those wonderful albums. It's on Blues Way. Obviously, it's a repress. Nothing in there. Again, Record Store Day, I think at times could do more with their packaging to make it more special. But just fun stuff. Great sounding recording. That's the thing. It does sound great. So, you can just sit back and enjoy a little boom, 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 boom. Good stuff.
Every time she love me, hello, she walked down the street.
Twofer time. Gotta love a twofer, because what a twofer does is it clears up my stuff to show a lot quicker. I had these hanging around for a while, but just haven't got around to it. We have the Cure 17 Seconds and the Cure Pornography. Pornography. I haven't really shown any pornography today. A little kind of weird, isn't it? All right. Cure started in 76. They have 76 they started. Post-punk, goth rock, alt-rock. Okay, everybody knows the Cure. Really don't need to go into it. So we'll talk about the records. Beginning with 17 Seconds. And we have, it's just on black. And we have a absolute cover that tells you really the forest, I guess. Blurred out, probably. This was their third album, and it came out in 1980. And on this album, they slowed their tempo way down. You could say this is the first, possibly, like, of their goth albums. I am not an expert on the Cure. I like the Cure, but at the time I wasn't. This is not what I was listening to. But the atmosphere on this is like an atmosphere of despair. That's the feeling you kind of get. It's dark. It's evocative. It's different. They have the forest, and the forest just had these gorgeous synths, and synths really began taking over on this. Play for today, it is faster paced song. It is more rocking, but for the most part, you could feel there is a big change happening here, and it's kind of, they said the beginning of goth. So we had that. Then this, Pornography, was their fifth album. So that one came out in 80. This one came out in 82. And let's see if we got anything special on here. A blurred out picture again of the band, which seems totally worthless, but that's their image, man. We're dark, we're ominous. And this is kind of, you could say, the culmination of their doom gloom period. Their music began to morph again. They've been doing 3 albums like this. That 17 was like the first. This is the third. And the songs now, they actually were beginning to pick up. They're a little faster on here than what you're going to hear on 17 Seconds. There is almost like near tribal rhythms happening, and just layers of distorted guitar. So, Smith's vocals, they're very echo-laden. They're, again, the lyrics are still kind of doomy and gloomy, and but you could feel the music getting a little faster. This was, if you're really feeling down, either of these 2 albums is going to help you a whole lot. So I'd just stick away from it. Find something happier, that's going to, like John Lee Hooker, that's going to make your feet tapping and you're going to go boom, 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 boom. But 2 Cure albums. I don't need the whole Cure discography, but they were at a good price. And I enjoy the Cure and, and what they did. Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me was my very first Cure album. They were getting popular. Then we went to Disintegration, and then I went backwards. And at first I go, God, that's so depressing. Such depressing music. final one. Out of Minneapolis, Crow. And they formed in 67. Broke up in 72. And reformed in 88. And, would play occasional gigs. I think they still might be around. And they originally had called themselves Cold South 40. Now, that doesn't, of course, see, they're up in Minneapolis, which is the Great North, but it is very cold. Don't know where 40 came from. I have no idea, but yeah, motorcycles and maybe in Minnesota. Yeah, there you go. Okay, this is blues rock, hard rock. That's the kind of band they were. This is their debut album. Came out in 1969, called Crow Music. It had the hit Evil Woman. And Evil Woman's been covered by Black Sabbath. It's been covered by Ike and Tina Turner and others. It's a great song. And there's these horns, man. These horns just come in and just blast on it. And you don't expect it. It's a very hard rocking song. But what I thought is interesting, I'm going to play you a sample of this. There's a song called Thoughts. And Thoughts, you swear to God, opening riff of Stairway to Heaven. This is 1969. Now, where, okay, there's a spot where on that intro to Stairway to Heaven, the guitar goes up. They take the guitar down on it, which makes it different, but still. Right. So, but you hear that and you go, oh, Jimmy Page, the guy that complains that everybody rips off his stuff. I'm telling you. Listen to that and you can kind of go, oh, that sounds really good. Now, this album has some stuff, stupid stuff like Dada Song. I just thought Dada Song was stupid and really a throwaway. It ends with Sleepy Woman, which is just like a long extended jam, almost like a jam band thing going on. It keeps going and going and going and going. There's some really good stuff on here. There's some stuff that's kind of whatever. But yeah, just some nice hard rock with guys on motorcycles. And these guys are wearing clothes, unlike, the other one I'd shown where they weren't wearing clothes. These guys do. But that's because they're in Minneapolis. And it's really cold up there. So, Crow Music, where Jimmy Page ripped off the riff.
You want me to claim this child you bore, but I know that it was she, not me. And you know just how it's got to be. Evil woman, don't play your games with me.
And that's what we got this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, everything is better with jalapenos. If you follow me on Facebook, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. I like jalapenos. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.